Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity. Today I'm talking about the impact of clinical Pilates on quality of life and functionality of pelvic floor in women with urinary incontinence. Urinary incontinence is considered a public health problem because the age prevalence and the age impact in all dimensions of the health. It is consensual the positive effect of clinical Pilates on the abdominal core on the healthy women. However, in this type of conditions, there is no evidence in urinary incontinence. So the objectives of this study was to evaluate the impact of clinical Pilates in the functionality of pelvic floor muscles, in quality of life in women with urinary incontinence. We made a quasi-experimental study in a sample of 15 women, and they distribute in two groups, in experimental group and in control group. The experimental and control group had 30 women, and experimental group was divided in 5 groups, small groups with 6 females. These women made sessions of 16 minutes, twice a week during 10 weeks. You used to evaluate the functionality, the Wome self-efficacy scale, and to evaluate quality of life, the DTRV scale. These women are similar, or they have homogeneity between groups in the baseline of study. In terms of educational levels, profession, maternal status, and relief, and in BMI. You can see that the majority of these women have lower education level and unqualified professions, and it's significant that these women, the majority, have overweight or obesity. In terms of the results, you can see that at the baseline, the control group and experimental groups are similar in terms of functionality of pelvic floor. And at the end, you can see in green circle, there are significant statistic difference between groups. You can see that experimental group, the women who made clinical Pilates, improved their functionality, and they improved to the moderate to high self-efficacy in terms of functionality of pelvic floor. In same way, when you assess the quality of life at the baseline, two groups are similar in terms of quality of life, and at the end of the program of clinical Pilates, you can see that the experimental group improved their quality of life. You can see the numbers was over there. 1.7, the final score of scale of quality of life decreased because the scale are inverted in terms of the numbers. So lower scores it's similar to age quality of life. In conclusion, this study suggests that clinical Pilates method was positively influenced the perception of pelvic floor muscles contractions as well as the quality of life in women with urinary incontinence. Thank you for your attention. Any questions?
Questions from the floor?
At the start of your study, did the individual women have their pelvic floor technique assessed prior to doing the Pilates, or how were they cued for their pelvic floor within the Pilates program?
Once the inclusion criteria is this woman have grade 3 or more evaluated with the Oxford scale, the pelvic floor, okay. They have an assess individually, and then they go to the group of clinical Pilates.
Any further questions? From educated physiotherapists, maybe? Mrs. de Jong? No? No questions?
No question.
No, it appears not. Thank you very much.
Thank you.